oil and gas is something important. I've seen like some solar panels on campus, and I was telling John that Ghana would be a very good place for solar energy. So there are a lot of sunshine, all year round, I believe. But I have a comment on that because so before collaboration, like, you need to, the ease of doing business. It's very important. Like you need to allow foreign companies to come here and, to set up their operation. Registration process should be very smooth. And I can be wrong, but so far what I have understood that for a foreign company, there are some, what is the right way?
Barriers.
Not the barriers, there are some challenges, let's say, put it that way, to set up, to register that company in Ghana. So I think there is one, we need support from the government. The government must, allow foreign investment, the cost, like the setting up business by a foreign company should be easier. That would encourage them. Otherwise, if the process is troublesome, maybe some companies might not show their interest. So that is one of my opinions. Take up again, like, I think the first challenge would be like we as a Canadian company, we tried different options, but it seems that maybe for small businesses or mid-sized businesses, the process can be quite expensive. In our opinion. Thank you very much. Now I'm going back to Doctor. Doctor, the floor is open for questions. Thank you very much, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are following up with the panel discussion, and I'm quite sure it was interesting and still interesting. Can we give it up for the panelists? We are listening to their question and their answer. We want to throw it out to you to now ask them questions or comments on some of the things they discuss. If there are questions from the audience, please raise your question. I know if there's no question, I can give you the mic to ask your question.
Okay, well,
you can decide.
I was thinking on a way. Yes. Let me first appreciate the panelists for the presentation and our librarian, the staff. I also want to say thank you. I'm more like I think I'm more like concerned about my country, Liberia, and the fact that you try to make Ghana a vibrant hub for this your institution, and I'm very much certain that Liberia, with the relationship between Liberia and Ghana, will also benefit. And I appreciate it. I don't have a question. I was like trying to review all of their presentations, even the opportunity of going to Canada, in pursuit of education, in pursuit of establishing business, and what you have was like still, trying to do or come up with a question on them. But I will pause for now and tell the mic to someone who will have a question, and I will come there after. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. But we have an unanswered question from our sister. So just reiterate that question we was not answered. You were told that would have been addressed during panel discussion. Was it addressed? Okay, then please can you raise the question again? Why the panelists is now seated?
Thank you. I would want to appreciate the panel. Thank you very much. And also, Mr. Watson, you've done well bringing Ghana into R&D, even though we are Ghana, like what they can invest into and all of that. Please, I think in R&D, the Canadian can also invest in some things like making our money bigger than what we are today. When we look into the transport department and the shipping industry, as a maritime university and as students, we think RMU should have vessel. One that maybe can contain 50 crews or something like that. That if we were to go to excursion at Tampere, we don't need to go by road. We can go through vessel, and we are maritime students. I think if something can be done, since we are collaborating with RMU, for us to have that, it will be good. It will also help us practically, because some of the things we were taught mostly is theory parts. We don't know the practical aspects. And if we are to have some of these things, it will help us. And people will definitely come into the school, that is, to learn more. And with my past questions, in respect to, you've told us what Canada have for us. Now, please, I've not been to Canada, and there are limited information on the net or in the internet. Please, what can we, as Ghanaian and maritime students, do to Canada?
It's a two-way question, or in fact, it is one question and another one is an appeal. The first is that she is appealing to you, the visitors, to advocate for the Regional Maritime University to have a training vessel. That's what she meant, to have a vessel. So she's asking, pleading with you as you return to Canada. Specifically, we are now going to build a relationship to champion that advocacy in your country for the Regional Maritime University to have a training vessel, because it is a maritime institution, to aid in the process of training and for hand-on practice. That was an appeal. I hope you take on appeal and you will respond in due course, and we will see the end of your action. Apart from the appeal, she's now asking again, you have said what Canada can offer to Ghana, to the student of RMU, to the people of Africa. Now, she wants to know, in your view, what can we, the people of Africa in general, and specifically the people of Ghana in particular, can offer to Canada? That's the question. This question goes to the panelists.
While you're doing that, according to the internet at least, Canada has a program. It's called Trade Work for Women in West Africa that Canada's invested about $20 million into. Canada's providing over $2.5 billion in development assistance. Beyond it, because and this is just my impression as an outsider, and I appreciate I'm an outsider. I don't have the subtleties or insight to Ghana that somebody who lives here does, and so I want to be humble in my response to you. But I see Ghana as a place of transition. I see there's this transition that's happening now as Ghana it turns itself into more of an emerging economy, into a first world economy ultimately. And I was in China about 16 years ago. It reminds me of being in China 16 years ago. And I was in China in December. And you see this difference, you see this changing that's happening. You go somewhere, then you come back 10 years later. I was there 10 years ago. I was there like in December. And you see this transition. And I see Ghana doing more of that. Ghana is coming into its own moment. That it can take advantage of its resources. It can build peer-to-peer trading relationships. build logistics, build the things that it needs to capitalize on its many resources. And that's where Canada, I think, can help that be a partner. And Canada's focus, but I can see it's a beyond game. Like Canada wants to Canada does significant trade. In fact, we send you more than you send us. So we have trade surplus with that. And so it is something that we need to work on more about a partnership kind of relationship.
Thank you. My comment would be, again, I always try to find a win-win option, trying to find the sweet spot at individual level, at country level as well. So Ghana has a large number of young population compared to Canada, much larger, and they are educated. They speak English, which is one of the advantages in Ghana. And Canadian companies, they can actually set up their manufacturing facilities in agriculture, and also they can also invest in education. Because there are a number of universities in Accra and also in Kumasi, and they are some of the best universities in this region. So you have qualified workforce, and we can set up our manufacturing facilities here. I think that can be a good win-win situation where both countries can offer something to each other. Thank you.
Okay, so to add to what the previous panelists have talked about, I can answer in a way that the startup programs in Ghana are enormous. So what we Ghanaians can offer Canadians is in this way: we have ourselves, and we know that we need the skills. They have the technology. They have the government invest in their technology. What you need to do is to avail yourself. By availing yourself, you should know more or get information about the things that are going on in Canada that you are interested in. So you will take a step by applying, as they talk about. So you have a startup business and you want to partner with someone over there. All you need to do is to get in touch with them and also know what you can gain from them. As I said earlier, you are to gain and come and invest. So there will be a win-win situation, as he has already mentioned. Thank you.
Let me have another take. You want to be a bit reserved on that one. You don't want to commit yourself. Okay. I hope you were able to listen to what the panelists have said. The last panelist said, see what you can offer, work towards it, get in touch. So, for the appeal, they have been thrown to them, so we will wait and see and hear what comes next. Another hand was up. Please, your question.
Okay, so thank you, Sylvia. And then my question is, when Dr. John was speaking, he spoke about certain businesses in Canada or startups in Canada. And we all know that, yes, of course, it will be better to set a business there. But before you go to someone's country to do a business, it will be important if you yourself go to a place to study the terrain. They know what goes around. And if it's okay for you, because you can't do everything online, fine. So this is where I am asking. Since Dr. Rahman says, yes, you get partners here, so that we're organizing these conferences, I'm asking, how often do you organize such conferences, future conferences in Canada or US or any other countries that Ghanaians can attend? How often do you do so? Because if I check the people here, they are more maritime. Some of us have human resource backgrounds, and they do conferences on such ones as well. And that's what I'm asking. So how often? And then two, what's the average duration Like, does it last for probably a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? So that someone look at if I'm coming and I have a chance to be there for like a month, maybe after 2 weeks of the seminar, I have the other 2 weeks to study with the week and then probably move around and then see things and see how there's like start my business over there. And then 3 is the course fee for such conferences. And then 4 is what are some of the supporting documents you can assist people with when you want to apply for visa to Canada so that they can come for the 6 months. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but it was covered. All those things
Thank
were
you for
covered
the
when they
question.
were explaining.
The question is, how often do you organize your conferences?
Yeah, he spoke about it.
Duration of your conferences, cost of your conferences, supporting document needed for visa purposes.
Right. So thank you, Doctor. Thank you. What was your name again, please, at the back? Benedict. Thank you, Benedict. You're a student here? Okay. So, first of all, we have conference every week somewhere in North America, mostly North America, US and Canadian cities, but also like we have some conferences in Europe and also in Australia, but 90% of our conferences are in Canada or in the US. So it's very frequent, and I mean we are specialized in 9 specific disciplines. Yes, human research is one of them, and we keep adding conferences based on the demand. Like when we go back and then if we go for future collaboration, maybe we will add some conferences that would focus on maritime education. Maybe blue ocean economy is something very important for maritime students. Also, like we have resources in Vancouver because Vancouver is also next to Pacific. So most of our colleges and universities, we have professors, we have these research divisions, we have PhD students who work on oceanology. So again, depending on the demand, we keep adding new topic. So answering your question number 1, frequent. Every week we have conferences somewhere in North America. So that was number 1 question. And number 2 question is how like the preparation. When should you apply for a conference? So the registration will close 2 weeks before the conference. But if you need a visa, then you need to apply. I think ahead of time. I think Mr. Leaders can. Mr. Leaders, Mr. Abraham, the head of Leaders Travel Limited, so he can actually have more information, like how long it takes and how long it takes to apply for the Canadian visa. You also asked about documentation. So those kind of questions, those are technical issues. We have expert, and I definitely try my best to answer most of the questions, but I'm not expert in everything. But we have a team of 60 individuals, and I would like to know that global conferences offices in 4 different time zones, and we have over 60 full-time employees working together, and everybody is responsible for different departments. So, like in Ghana, maybe Mr. Abraham, like when should he apply, and what are the documentation, and how can you help him?
All right, thank you very much. So when it comes to conferences, using conference to travel, basically everything is supposed to be on your proof of fund. And also, you as an applicant must also be able to identify that when you go, you have to have a very strong tie to your country. When you go, you will return. Conference invitation is not a basic of issuing this up for you, but it's one of the 50% chance of you getting your visa if you have a very solid and well-recognized conference invitation from Global Conference Alliance, because they know them and they've been hosting conferences, as you said, every week. People are coming all over the world to that conference. So if you have that invitation alone, it's recognized. And also, they don't just give you the invitation; they give you their company standing, other certificates, registration, and also certified from the Canadian government itself
So for a person to apply, first of all, you have to have a proof of funds, which is a bank statement, whether it is savings or current. You need to have a letter of employment. If you are a student, you need to get a letter from your school. If you are going or you have your own business, you need to have a registration of your business. You need to have accounts. You need to have your tax return. All these things shows that when you go, you come back. You need to prove to the consulate that I am only going for conferences, and after that, I'll come back to my country. So that's it. These days, I think after the program, those who are interested will also give you all the necessary documentation, depending on your situation. Thank you very much.
Also, we had another question, which is like if there is any discount. So we have discount for our partners. Hopefully, we'll end up, signing an MOU. So our partners, their students, their professors, they can get discount between 50% to 100%. But first, we need to have a collaboration.
Okay, thank you. We hope that has answered your question.
Those that have already come to seminar sometime, they do have a discount. So if they are new timer, you don't have discount, right?
Okay, thank you for that understanding. There's a question from this end. Please, sir.
Thank you very much. So, my name is student. I'd like to ask, with regards to the exchange program that was mentioned. So, in Dr. Raman's presentation, he mentioned that he's not really familiar with the maritime aspect when it comes to this global conference. But I'd like to ask, would it be possible that through you or through your company, you can, let's say, advocate or somehow get IT students, especially since Canada is all invested in the technology aspects of the world, through you can get IT students to have the opportunity to have exchange programs in Canada and vice versa. Thank you.
Dr. Roman, we are getting deeper and deeper. It's not only just about the collaboration, but it's forcing you for that collaboration. Because the question now is part of the collaboration that our team are thinking about.
Yeah. So let's talk about a hypothetical scenario. So yes, we do have IT related events, and not only conferences. Also, we offer training programs and workshop in IT. And more specifically in cybersecurity, starting from cybersecurity 101 to advanced cybersecurity courses. Also, we have different types of courses in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Machine learning is something that, in my opinion, is already there. Like, you see AI everywhere. ChatGPT is one of the prime examples. And it can be used in each and every discipline, including human resource management. Mention about human resource management. There is a course that I developed back in Canada, a human resource information system. And machine learning does very important role in that course. So we offer those kind of courses, and length can be very different. Some of them are one-day conferences, some of them are 1 week workshop, some of them are 4 weeks training programs. And actually, these courses are designed based on the demand from our partners. Like most of our conferences are between 1 day to 3 days, and most of our training programs are between 1 day to 7 days. But also, we offer customized, programs, workshop, training program, or conferences. But again, right now, I cannot comment on that, what kind of partnership we might have with RMU, depending on that. But even if we don't have any partnership, let's say, worst case scenario. But still, as an individual student from Ghana, or entrepreneur from Ghana, you can also attend those events in Canada and also other parts of the world. Thank you.
For That answer your question. Do we have any other question? Okay, madam.
Thank you. Please, my question is on what you asked about the IT. You mentioned that you have resources, specifically cybersecurity, machine learning, AI, right? So my question is, how can I access those resources? Because I'm particularly interested in cybersecurity. So how can I access it right now from Ghana? And can I do it alongside my degree program? And is it accessible online? That's my question. Thank you.
That's a very, very good question. Unfortunately, at this moment, we are not offering any online programs. So all our programs are in person, and they are hosted in different places. But we have a plan. So first of all, you can go to Canada or some other countries where we are offering those programs. Option number one. Option number two is next year we will have some programs in Accra. So this is a promise of Global Conference Alliance. We're gonna do some programs in Ghana next year. We are working on it. We want to onboard Canadian Canadian High Commission as one of our partners. And also Leader Travel is one of our partners. Also, we are looking for a local partners like RMU or some other universities. So then you can attend that program, but I know that is a long shot. So answering to your question, realistic answer, you have to apply for a conference in Canada or some other countries where we are offering those programs. Online option, sometimes why we do not offer online courses. So students they keep asking me the same questions. So the way our programs are designed, if we offer online courses, the quality will be compromised. This is the only reason we are not offering online program, because at Global Conference Alliance, quality is because again we represent Canadian excellence, so we don't compromise with our quality. Respectfully, thank you.
Thank you. So I think I will just join her to see that we work very hard so that by next year you can be in Ghana operating those courses. Yeah. And by the time you work harder and you sign an MOU, then RMU can be the place for your progress to be offered. I can guarantee you that if only you guarantee me your thoughts. Sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are getting closer to something. Are we making progress? Is it becoming interesting or we are getting tired? All together, this is fun, right? Is there any other question? Any other question from anybody? Moderator, so far so good. Audience have exhausted their question. We turn the mic over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to add one last thing. So this is a suggestion for me whether you choose our conference or not. So whenever you're trying to attend a conference in another country, not necessarily in Canada, in the US or in some other countries, be very careful because there are some scam conferences over there.
A lot.
So people they lose their money, and sometimes they sell. I like to use the word sell. They sell the fake invitation letter. If you apply with the fake invitation letter, not only your visa will be denied, you can be partnered with banks.
Yeah.
From Canadian Embassy or the US Embassy. So please, again, you don't have to come to our conference, but whatever conference you choose to go, please do your due diligence. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, may we give you all once again for the panel.
So sorry, can I add one more thing?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So in addition to Canada and the United States, we also offer conferences in Mexico, United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, and the Netherlands. Okay.
Unfortunately, Africa is not there. So we are very hopeful that very soon it will be held here. Sure. And I'm sure RMU will be the venue. Sure. If we work together. Of course. Is it a promise? Is it a deal?
Yes.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a deal. We have a deal that one of the conferences in 2026 will be here in Ghana in lieu of our partnership.
What is a good time to come to Ghana? I mean, what is the best month?
We are open. We are all round people, all season. Because we gave you time, you start hesitating. So the gates are open at any time. Walk in and let's do business.
100%.
Good.
You ask me if it is a promise? Yes, it is a promise.
All right.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a deal with Global Conference. Now, come 2026, we come back into the hall for a conference. And the same 2026 will come to the institution for their courses. It's a deal. Thank you. Thank you. And my brother Pakongo, do you want to say something? Because we have been sitting, but just say something to us. If you speak French, we will understand. Don't worry.
Anybody speak French here?
Yeah, there are a lot of French. Yeah, they are there. Yeah, they are there.
Ok, nous sommes contents que nous sommes ici. Et nous vous félicitons de votre présence. Nous voulons que vous puissiez continuer comme ça. Il faut prendre des invitations, vous rendre au Canada pour palper. Parce que nous, chez nous, en un mois, nous avons fait plus de 50 invitations du Canada pour Global Conference Alliance. Ok, donc c'est plus, nous continuons à percer. Nous sommes en contact permanent avec Global et nous faisons beaucoup d'espoir. Nous voulons que vous puissiez aussi avancer.
Merci beaucoup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we give it up for everybody. Let's give it up very lastly for everybody. We now call on two of the panelists to give a closing remark. Dr. Amy will speak for the Regional Maritime University, while Dr. Ramran will speak for Global Conference Alliance. We start with the host.
Thank you.
Yeah, I believe it was a very interesting panel discussion, and you have taken a lot of notes on how Canada and Ghana can connect together in terms of business, technology, culture, education, and beyond. And I want to say thank you very much for choosing RMU to hold this program. We are very grateful to have you here. And for our audience, I'm very grateful for your participation in this program. It's so engaging, and we look forward to having you on board when they finally come to Ghana to come and have their conferences. And we are very grateful for you being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Asime. So this trip is actually part of our Africa Now program. And one of the reasons we are here, we like to be here in person, and we like to meet with students, professors, and other stakeholders, businesses, Canadian Embassy as well. So because being an academician, and I'm proud of my identity of an academician, is more than just a passion. Even though I love teaching, but I'm involved with education-related enterprise. And being an academician, unlike most other conference organizers, we focus on the quality because I understand the value of education. And I went to Canada like long time back, 25 years back, as an international student. So I would appreciate what Canada offered to me. So whether you want to settle down in Canada or not, but Canada, if you want to explore Canadian education on a short-term basis or long-term basis, it will give you a lot of options. It will connect you with greater resources that was not available in my home country, Bangladesh. Now I can think from a global perspective. My thought process is not limited to Bangladesh. I think about Canada, I think about US, I think about Africa. Africa is something very important which is often ignored by many entrepreneurs. Like I keep telling my students that next decade will be ruled by Africa. Because look at the resources they have, look at the diversity they have, and I have so many African students from all over Africa, so many African friends, and there are so many delegates from different African countries. I am amazed by their thought process. So I think this is a great opportunity for further collaboration. If it is win-win, everybody will win, and it will work out. If it is not win-win, it will not work out. So we are really hopeful that we can collaborate, and Canada can offer us so many things. And we are not only talking about global conference, but Canada as a whole. So I would ask you to explore Canada now in this era of ChatGPT or Google. Everything is on your fingertip. You can find anything, but do your due diligence. It's very important because your decision, your thought process, is very important, and that will take you where you want to see yourself 5 years, 10 years from now. And I'm very grateful to the RMU, your PC, honorable PC, your professors, doctor, students. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. I'm hopeful. I'm open to it. If we can end up signing up a contract or an MOU, definitely we can work in so many different avenues. Thank you very much.